Here we are in Appomattox Courthouse in Southern Virginia, and Robin and I are taking a little trip through the South to learn a little bit more about the Civil War and maybe about what the South was like during the time of the Civil War. So we thought we would begin at the end. And this is in a little town called Courthouse in Appomattox County. So this building is not actually the courthouse. The courthouse is in the distance. This is the McLean House where General Lee surrendered to General Grant starting on April 9th, 1865 and extending through April 12th, 1865, which is actually exactly 4 years to the day, April 12th, from when the Union first surrendered Fort Sumter in South Carolina, which we'll be going to tomorrow. All right, here in this room, in April of 1865, General Grant sat over here to sign a treaty with General Lee, who sat over here, which was Lee surrendering his army of Northern Virginia to General Grant, which precipitated the end of the Civil War. It wasn't exactly the end, but it was very close to the end.
So our guide just told us a little bit about the McLean family, that they had their main family property up in Manassas. This was just their wartime property, and by the end of the war he had a fair amount of money. He made money off of the war, so he had about $40,000 in the bank, but it was Confederate bonds. So he did what many people are doing these days and just walked away from this house, which meant that the bank came to try and, make some money off of it, and they sold off all of the furniture. So all of the pieces inside the house are period pieces rather than the originals, which is unfortunate.
On the first day of Abraham Lincoln's presidency, he learned about Fort Sumter. Exactly 4 years later is when the surrender happened right here at Appomattox Courthouse. 2 days after the surrender, Lincoln was assassinated at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. So his entire presidency was marked by the Civil War from the beginning to the end. The other interesting piece here is that this particular road is where the Union troops lined up on the sides as the Confederate troops came by to surrender their weapons, right in this area here.